Good evening and welcome to the Town of Acton Selectmen's meeting for October 27, 2011. First item on the agenda is a salute to the flag.
We change.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay.
Mr. Kryzak, I think we're having technical difficulties again. Are we taping or are we...
Go with live also? Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, first item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Approval of minutes of the last meeting?
Make a motion we approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Old business. We have no old business, so we'll move on to new business. The Warren CV proposal. Warren, you want to come up and explain what you're proposing to the town? I just had that here a minute ago. Did you? Right over here. Did you take that back, Brian?
What's that?
Did you take that back, his proposal? Uh-oh. Hang on. There it is. Hi.
Hi, my name is Warren Seavey. I'm a resident of Acton. We're planning a proposal to improve the area in front of the town shed down by the salt shed. What we want to do is remove the trees that are there and take and level it off and plant grass in that area. It's to benefit the town and myself. I have an area in the back part of my property which has been an old gravel pit, and what I'm trying to do is fill it in and make it usable. I have a lot of peat moss and I don't want to sow it down in grass in my back area. Excuse me. The area we want to work on is 75 feet deep, and from the length of my property to the gate that enters the salt shed. I propose at no cost to the town to do this work and to maintain the grass by mowing it afterwards. We believe this to be number one, a safety thing, because it was brought up to me by one of the road agents that it was hard for him when he was exiting the salt shed. He couldn't see past his wing plow, and there has been an accident there in the past. I believe 5 or 10 years ago there was an accident with Mr. Wenchell's insurance man ran into one of the plows. The reasoning is that they can be further back when they exit the salt shed and they'll be able to see down the road further, reducing a problem. The other problem I've had is I've had a lot of theft over in my area because people go into the salt shed area, park there, walk over and take radiator caps off of the antique cars that I have there. And that's a problem for me. The other thing is that I can maintain a visual by hearing noise over there in the evening, which we've had a building burnt down 2 years ago. I believe it was 2 years ago. The other thing is I have a sound system or a driveway alarm system that tells me when somebody's entering that area, which extends 200 feet. It'll pick up a signal that far away. I also have a signal on my building that'll pick up anybody walking into my area. So I believe this is beneficial to the town. It'll be at no cost to the town, and I think it'll be an excellent appearance, rather than what's there now. Mainly because I created part of the problem with the gravel that I've removed previously. Now there's a 30-foot raw banking sitting there, which I don't really like what I've done. And I would like to make it look better all the way through there. That was my proposal. It'd be at no cost to the town in any way at all.
Mr. Seavey, can you talk a little bit about what will happen with the gravel and the timber that's on that hill?
The timber as such, I talked to Carl and he said there's no value to that at all. The lumber that is up there, or pulpwood or firewood or whatever you want to call it. The way I was going to compensate myself is to take and remove the trees, because now I have to dispose of the stumps. And it sounds funny, and you may not understand this, but back in Michigan, we made our fences with stumps. They were intermingled to use for the cattle when we cleared a field. And they're still there today, and they've been there 40, 50 years. My intention is to take the stumps and on this side, in this direction from that property, is intermingle them along there, because someday I'd like to farm that little piece in there. It's a small piece, but that's what I did all my life, was farming. And the gravel, as far as that goes, I'm going to use it to fill in the area that I have down there to reclaim that mess that they made when they excavated gravel out of that piece of land that I bought.
And you're going to give the town 300-plus yards of screen gravel for us to use in town roads, right? That's correct.
Okay. We'll give you that gravel. That's at a cost. The town has previously been paying $6 a yard for that. That would be $1,800 that they wouldn't have to spend for screen gravel.
Okay.
And the peat, and the loam. Mr. Winchell has agreed to screen it for me that I have on my property to use on this, and I planned on putting down 6 inches of peat and then 6 inches of loam over it, so it should maintain itself well over a gravel base.
Okay. And we've already had you give us proof of insurance.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
My insurance company sent a certificate of insurance to protect the town.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. Anybody else?
No?
I'm good too.
Thank you.
Stevie. You have a question?
Do we want to open for that now? Or?
That's up to you.
Yeah, come on.
My name's Ray Lopez. It sounds like it's a benefit to the town, what you're trying to do to improve your property. And I guess the only question that I have is, I remember that they had a meeting of you can only improve X percentage of your land.
Oh, he would not be exceeding the 90%, it's a 10% coverage, lot coverage. He has permission from Ken Paul. It completely fits within his zoning and within his property rights.
Okay. Oh, that's the only question I had. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else on this item have any questions? No? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we accept Warren Seavey's very generous proposal.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you very much, sir. Go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
Thank you.
Okay, next item is policies. We read them at our last meeting, and tonight we will go through them and sign them off. First one is the Town of Acton Emergency Closure Policy.
Make a motion that we sign the emergency closure policy.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? The next one is the Town of Acton, Maine Daily Deposit Procedure Policy.
Make a motion that we accept the daily deposit procedure policy as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Next one is the Town of Acton, Maine Demolition Debris Disposal Policy.
Make a motion that we adopt the demolition debris disposal permit policy as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Next one is the Town of Acton, Maine Payment by Debit and Credit Card Policy.
I'm sorry. Make a motion that we accept the payment by debit and credit card policy as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I'll listen better this time.
Okay. Next one is Town of Maine Property Schedule for Foreclosure Policy.
Make a motion that we sign the property scheduled for foreclosure policy as written.
Second.
All in favor? Discussion? All in favor? And the last one is the Town of Acton, Maine Access to Public Meeting Policy.
Make a motion that we sign the access to public meeting policy as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? And that's all the policies.
No,
Oh, wait a minute, one more.
that's to repeal.
Oh, yes, okay.
Oh. Yeah.
The I need to have a motion to repeal the animals in town hall policy.
I would make a motion that we repeal the policy banning animals from the town hall.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Quick little comment, we haven't really had any issues with it. There are people that, we're a small town, we have very community-minded people, and when they get a new puppy, they want to bring it in and show it off. And we've had some complaints that they are no longer able to do that, and we haven't ever had an issue. So we didn't really see the need to have a policy regarding it.
The town did have a policy at one time that you couldn't bring animals in here?
That you could not.
And when was this enacted?
09. Clearly, yes.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember, Richard Ham's dog, whenever Richard Ham came into the town hall, his dog made the rounds and greeted any shopper and went back out with Richard.
Well, and Nancy's dog, Mickey, used to just be here. And then we could have a town hall cat, as I've been lobbying for.
All right. Next item is the cartographic contracts for the maps online.
Make a motion that we sign a map online contract with Cartographics.
Second.
Any discussion?
This is the contract to replace with the People's GIS, yes, Jennifer? Is this just an ongoing one? We're renewing our contract? It's not the online?
No.
Oh, this is for the wall maps.
Oh.
The maintenance of the maps. One of them is for maintenance, the other one's for the 911.
We're saving that one until we have done further
Okay,
research on
you're
that
just
one.
signing the maintenance.
Yep.
Right, and we got to sign 2 copies?
So this is a renewal of our contract that we have
No, the two.
had.
Yeah.
But only the one that you're doing is the maintenance.
Yeah, because the 911...
I don't think there was money budgeted.
That's right, and it's actually for next year, so we're going to add it into our budget for next year because it hasn't been done in a long time.
4 years, I think.
Yeah, and Ken estimates there's 100 new homes that should be added to 911, so we will put it into next year's budget and then sign it when we do that, if that budget is approved. Okay, as everybody knows, this year we had a re-eval done on the town by O'Donnell Associates, and because it was a re-eval, there are some requests for abatements and supplements. What we've decided to do to let everybody know that they didn't go through this process unnecessarily is we're going to assign abatements and supplements at our selectmen's meetings. So we have our first batch. Now, the process was when the O'Donnells were done, they had 4 or 5 days that they were here several hours a day that people could make appointments if they had concerns when they got their letter on what their taxes, what their new tax base was going to be or what their new tax figure was going to be. And a lot of people did it. They averaged about 50 people a day. Some people didn't realize that they needed to do that, so the tax were committed, and the tax bills have gone out. Now, if you get that information now and you're not happy with the new assessment of your property, you do have the abatement process to go through. So this is our first batch of these, and we'll be doing them at our selectmen's meetings twice a month until we get through this. And there are more. It's going to be more at this time of year than there normally is because the town was reevaluated. Every building, every property was reevaluated. Okay, so the first one is a supplement, and we've got 3 pages to sign. It's for Ann Normandy. A supplemental tax bill for your 2011-2012 Acton, Maine property taxes. The supplemental tax bill is necessary because your property was either omitted or incorrectly assessed in the regular 2011-2012 tax commitment. All terms for payment are the same as the terms for a regular tax bill, except for the due date. Payment should be made to the tax collector, Town of Acton, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine 04097. And I'll entertain a
Those two
motion.
papers are just for the
Can you check the
commitment
zip again?
book, to add supplemental taxes to the commitment book. That's what you said.
04097?
That's not correct.
No, it's 04001.
Yep, it is.
Okay. 04001. Okay, so motion with an amendment?
Yeah, make a motion to sign the
Yeah,
supplement
to go to the
as
back.
amended with the correct zip code.
I'm sorry.
I've made a motion to sign the supplement as amended with the
I
correct zip
second.
code.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Jennifer, while we're signing this, the
Oh, I
very
think-
delightful list that you provided us with what we'll be able to access on the O'Donnell's website, I have left on...
I've got it ready. Can I- No, I don't have it. I thought I had.
I've left on our table. Would you be willing to? Thank you.
Actually, I think this one said 3 pages we had to sign, and I didn't do it either.
Thank you. Do you want to sign the little book thing as we're going?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so-
those are abatements, not supplements.
Right.
Now, that was supplement.
How would you pronounce this name?
Piffalo.
Okay. The next one is an abatement for John and Joan Piffalo. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $34,608 in valuation and $378.96 in tax dollars on real estate. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement of 0 in valuation and 0 in tax dollars on personal property. Please contact our assessors agent, John E. O'Donnell and Associates, if you have any questions or concerns regarding this matter. The abatement is because there is land only, there is no building on the lot. It was assessed if there was a building on the lot. They came in for an abatement, and O'Donnell's discovered that they had made a mistake, and they are changing their valuation based on that mistake.
I would make a motion that we approve the abatement request for the Piffalos.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, the next one is for...
Do you want to do this too?
Oh, yes. Oh, they're not in order.
Go.
Can we do this after? They're not in the same order? Okay, the next one is an abatement for Pamela Azorski. Inaccurate assessment printed on card. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $39,751 in valuation and $435.27 in tax dollars on real estate. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for 0 in valuation and 0 in tax dollars on personal property. Please contact our assessors agent, John E. O'Donnell and Associates, if you have any questions or concerns regarding this matter.
I would make a motion that we sign the abatement for Ms. Azorski.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Next one is a tax abatement for Albert and Evelyn Wolf. The reason for the abatement is land is unbuildable. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $49,060 in valuation and $537.21 in tax dollars on real estate. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for 0 in valuation and 0 in tax dollars on personal property. Please contact our assessors agent, John E. O'Donnell Associates, if you have any questions or concerns regarding this matter.
I make a motion that we abate the taxes as recommended by our agent for the
Nothing to
Wolves.
sign there, just the abatement book on that one.
That's in here, okay. Next one is, all in favor? Sorry. Next one is a tax abatement for Fred and Mildred Machado. It's for a common lot that was shared by a subdivision lots. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011-2012 assessed value on your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map lot 130-018. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $186,862 in valuation and $2,046.14 in tax dollars on real estate. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for zero in valuation and zero in tax dollars on personal property. Please contact our assessors agent, John E. O'Donnell Associates, if you have any questions or concerns regarding this matter.
Make a motion that we approve the abatement for the Mikados.
Second.
Any discussion?
Actually, I just want to clarify something for people. It sounds like a very large abatement, but those taxes, those $2,000 in taxes, they've actually already been paid by all of the people that live within that development. And so it's not that this one individual is being abated the taxes, it's simply that those taxes should not exist because they've already been absorbed by the other property owners. I was confused by that, and I thought maybe some other people might be too. But, so yes, that's my discussion.
There were 19 lots in that subdivision that absorbed the cost of assessing
The community lot.
one lot.
Yeah. This is an abatement. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Threw it off.
All
My
in
comments.
favor? I forgot because we didn't sign it. All right. Next one is an abatement for Wabasha Leasing Company. They no longer have personal property in Acton. Leased property is taxed while the lease is active, and once that property leaves the town, we can no longer tax it. So we, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $1,580 in valuation and $7.30 in tax dollars on personal property.
Make a motion that we approve the abatement for Wabasha Leasing Company.
Second.
All in favor? And okay, this is a denial for James and Judy O'Brien. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011-2012 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have denied your abatement request for Acton map lot 153-001. All real estate and personal property within the state are subject to taxation on the first day of April. The fire on the property occurred on 4/18/2011. The building is correctly valued based on its status as of 4/1/2011. Please contact our assessors agent, John E. O'Donnell and Associates, if you have any question or concerns regarding this matter.
I will make a motion with regret that we deny the abatement for the O'Briens.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes, this is abysmal, and we understand that, but we've checked with MMA, we have checked with our town attorney. We cannot legally allow them to not be taxed for property that was intact and whole on April 1st. And it's awful, and it feels inhumane, but it is how the law works. And we are beholden to that when we take our oath of office and swear to uphold the laws of the state of Maine and so forth. So, with deep regret, we have to sign it.
Yeah, the reason is we have to have a date that we close and tax the buildings, and if something happens, even if you add something after that time, you're not taxed on that new addition until the following tax year on April 1st. So it goes both ways. Now, if these folks, again, with regret, haven't replaced that building by next tax year, then their taxes will go down based on the fact that that building is no longer there. So, all in favor? That's it.
And that's not any responsibility of the town, it's state law.
Right.
Yeah. It's not even a policy we can just ignore.
Okay, any other business? The mic is open.
Yes. Were you going to announce that
Yeah? You're not on the camera.
As long as we're talking about abatements.
Yeah.
Were you going to announce that we're looking for 2 more?
It's on thing.
Yep, it's on announcements. That it?
That's all I had.
Okay. Okay, anybody else have any new business? Other business? Okay, announcements. We still need volunteers for the cable committee and 3 alternate members of the Board of Assessment Review. These are going to be needed more this year. As you can see from the abatements we're going through, some of these people may not be happy with our answer to their abatements, so their next step is the Board of Assessment Review. We have 3 members now. We need 3 alternates, and we would like to have people come forward. It's not a very time-consuming job, except for it probably will be this fall, but normally it's been, several years since you've had one, Chip?
More than that.
Yeah, it's, you don't really get it when you have revaluation.
Okay.
Especially in, a big increase.
Yeah.
Usually, it might be 1 a year.
Okay, so because of the reevaluation this year, and you can see how many abatements we have, normally this is about all the abatements we get for a year, and we still have 2 more batches at least that the O'Donnells haven't gotten back to us yet. So there is probably going to be some meetings for the Board Assessment Review, and you meet on the 2nd or 3rd Wednesday?
When called.
When called. It's the 3rd Wednesday of the month? But you usually always do it the same night of the week, or? Yeah, okay. Okay, so if anybody's interested in doing that, we could really use a hand with it this year. And what you're doing is looking at what the O'Donnells have said, what the Selectmen have decided. You hear the people from the town, then you make a decision whether the person that's putting in for the request for abatement is right, or whether the assessors have done the job correctly. So that's would be very helpful if we can get some people to come on for that. Okay, and there'll be no dumping of shingles or appliances at the transfer station until April. Because of snow coming in, we have no place for a shingle dumpster, and we have no place to store appliances, and the appliances and the shingles are both things that are there for quite a while. We can't plow out the dump area when they're there, so we won't be accepting them again until April. I wanted to explain why the O'Donnells are doing our abatements. Because they did our reeval this year, we met with municipal resources who were doing our assessments for us before. We were very happy with the work they did for us, but the O'Donnells have changed the way we're doing it so much by having everything online now. Everybody's property card is available to them online. The O'Donnells have added new software that adds our Trio billing software together, and the municipal resources did not have the knowledge of this equipment or this programming, so we thought where we had just spent $212,000 to have these folks do a reeval, it would be in our best interest of the town to have them also be the ones that are going to be making corrections and being our assessors from now on, or our assessing agents from now on. Any other?
Well, I'd like to tag that. So one of the services that John O'Donnell's is offering us is a much more detailed online presence as far as assessing is concerned. We are in hopes that real estate agents and mortgage companies and so forth will simply go online to receive information as opposed to needing to come constantly into the town hall. It's one of the things that's allowed us to cut hours within our assessing department and saving the town $10,000 or so in just salary costs, so it's something that we were really hoping for. There is a link underneath useful links on the town website that will link you to the O'Donnell site. The new assessing website offers property owner's name and address, both physical and mailing, complete property cards, land, building values and descriptions, exemptions, pictures, sketches, building permits, tree growth, tax amounts. Although all property information is public, owners have the ability to opt out of information appearing online by visiting the O'Donnell's website. Important to note, however, even if you opt out of being on the website, all of that information is public information. So any individual that comes into the town hall and asks to see a copy of any property card here in town, who asks to see a copy of any sketches relating to that property card, photos relating to that property card, tax information relating to that property card, has the right to do so and will continue to be allowed to do so. So residents, if you do not wish to be on the online site, are welcome to opt out, but your information is still very much public information and available here in the town hall. Okay? But if you are interested in taking a look at that site, it is really quite a piece of work, and Ken's office, Ken Paul, and his land use secretary, Linda, have been doing a great job scanning in the building permits that pertain to a property. In the future, any septic designs or so forth will all be going into that one place, so that if there's ever any question down the road, we have much better record keeping than hoping that we've got the file from 25 years ago stuck somewhere. So it's really been we're hoping it's going to be a great system, and a lot of kudos to Linda for the number of hours of scanning that she has spent trying to get the information into the system.
Great. Do you have anything?
I don't.
This question.
I'm sorry?
I didn't have a question on that. I think you're...
Go on up here.
Did you previously have a contract with the group that was doing this before? And so that was money that the town was paying to this group?
We negotiated with them to discontinue the contract and to prorate it to where we discontinued services with them.
Okay, so now the new people that are doing this, is that at any added cost?
It is not, and it is continuing to pay for assessing services. So it's added costs that we are now paying to John O'Donnell's, but not added costs from what we would be paying for assessing.
So you just basically shifted the payments over to the other company?
Correct.
Yes. Same rate of pay per
Same
hour.
rate of, yeah, same hourly rate and everything. Because if we hadn't done this, we would have had to pay the old assessing agent to train at $75 an hour from the O'Donnells, who we would have to pay to train them. And so it didn't make sense. So we were very pleased with the work they did for us for the last several years, but with the changes we made, they just weren't able to do the job for us anymore.
No added cost to canceling the contract with one and going to the other?
Nope, all they asked us for was to pay them what we owed them up to date, and we did that, and they were pleased with, working with us, and we were pleased with working with them, so we left on good terms. Okay. I entertain a motion.
I would make a motion, to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you, folks.